Hello and welcome to Testimony Tuesday. Today I want to share with you something special that happened in my life. So a couple months ago I got a message from a lady who's a missionary in Romania, and she works at a mission school and has an English class, 12th graders. And she asked me if I would be willing to share with them for one class period, which was about 30 minutes. She wanted them to encounter someone who was actively serving God. And so I said, sure. And so that happened this last Friday. And just like 10 or 15 minutes before I was to share with them, I was thinking and praying, about what exactly God wanted me to share, and just kind of going through it in my head. And He gave me an illustration that is what I want to share with you today. And that is, a couple years ago, we were in Yellowstone, and we were with some friends, and we all really wanted to see a grizzly bear. And so, as we were driving, we would look and really wanted to see one. And there was one point where there was a whole bunch of cars parked along the side of the road. And of course that, usually means there's something to look at. So we stopped, and there was this whole group of people a little ways away from the road. And so we were walking up there, and people were telling us who were leaving that, there's some bears and wolves up there. And so we got excited, and we walked up there, and there was a whole line of, 15 or 20 people with scopes on tripods. And they were pointed off across the valley, and it was like a mile away. And so we were like, what is it? And one person let us look through their scope. And we saw a bison that had died or was killed or something, and there was at least 2 grizzlies and I think 9 wolves that were all there kind of fighting over this. And so it was really cool, to see the grizzly bear, obviously bigger, eating, and then the wolves coming in and the grizzly bear chasing them, and then the wolves. It was really cool to see these amazing creatures. And as I was thinking about that, it was so far away, but with the scope we could see it very clearly in relative to just looking and maybe seeing a few, little bits of movement. And it's like that. It reminds me of Pilgrim's Progress, where a Christian was told, keep your eyes on the light, keep your eyes on the light. And as I was just thinking about that, a scope and our spiritual life and heaven and what we should keep our focus on, it was like, one thing about that scope, yes, it was only one, but in order to really look through it well, you close the other eye. So you're just looking through the scope. And you know what that means? I didn't see everything else right around me. I only saw what was through the scope. And I want my spiritual eyesight to be like that I see through the scope and just I'm focused on God being glorified and me self-dying. And the distractions around are just not even there or not visible. It's just that one single focus. And also reminds me of Hebrews chapter 12. It says, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. So we need to keep our eyes in the scope to separate us from the distractions around, and keep our eyes fixed on Jesus and Him being glorified in our hearts. I hope this was a blessing to you. I know it's been helpful for me to think about just another way to think about keeping our eyes focused on God. And have a wonderful week. God bless you. We'll see you next time.